The alien armada moved through deep space like a shadow that feared nothing. They had destroyed worlds before. They had crushed empires that once believed they were powerful. For them, this region of space was quiet and empty. Just another place waiting to be claimed. The alien commander stood on the bridge of the flagship, watching stars drift by. His kind believed fear was a weakness. And weakness had no place in conquest. Then the sensors screamed. Not with noise, but with confusion. Data flooded the screens, numbers changing too fast to follow. The signal did not match any known pattern. The commander narrowed his eyes. There was no known species in this sector with technology strong enough to disturb their systems. Identify the source, he ordered. The officers tried. Again and again. But the signal did not behave like energy, matter, or even communication. It was as if space itself was being touched. Moments later, the stars ahead went dark. Not destroyed, not hidden. Just blocked. From the blackness, something appeared. At first, it looked like part of space itself. Too still, too silent. Then its shape became clear. It was a ship. But not like any ship the aliens had ever seen. No glowing engines. No exposed weapons. No sharp edges meant to show power. It was smooth, massive, and calm. As if it did not need to prove anything. The bridge fell silent. Even the air felt heavy. "This is impossible," one officer whispered. The ship was alone. No escort. No fleet. Yet its presence made the alien armada feel small. The commander tried to speak, but something stopped him. Not fear, he told himself. Just caution. Then the first system failed. A weapons platform shut down without warning. Then another. Then entire rows of ships lost targeting control. No attack had been detected. No energy spike. No weapon fire. Yet the armada was being stripped of power. "Restore systems now," the commander shouted. Engineers worked desperately. But every attempt made things worse. Communications between ships collapsed. Navigation systems froze. Even basic internal controls began to fail. The alien armada, once unstoppable, was now drifting in confusion. And still, the ship did nothing. It did not move. It did not fire. It did not speak. That silence was worse than any attack. The commander felt something unfamiliar tighten in his chest. A thought he had never allowed before. What if this ship did not see them as a threat? A scientist on the bridge spoke with shaking voice. "This technology is not aggressive. It is controlling us." The words echoed in the silence. Controlling. The alien commander realized something terrible. This was not a battle. This was a demonstration. The ship finally sent a signal. Not loud. Not threatening. Just calm. The alien systems translated it instantly, as if prepared in advance. "This is a human vessel," the message said. "You have entered protected space." Human. The word meant nothing to the commander. No great empire carried that name in their records. "You are advised to stop all hostile intent," the message continued. "We are observing." Observing. The commander felt his confidence crack. Humans were not panicking. They were not rushing. They were watching. "How do they know our language?" an officer asked. No one answered. Another system failed. Then another. The flagship itself trembled slightly, not from damage, but pressure. As if invisible hands were testing its strength. The commander understood now. This ship could end them. And it was choosing not to. Fear spread across the bridge, slow but unstoppable. These aliens had never faced an enemy that did not rush to kill. The human ship drifted closer, just a little. Enough to block the stars completely. The armada was trapped in its shadow. The commander finally spoke, his voice low. "What is this ship?" The scientist replied quietly. "This is not a warship sent to fight. This is a ship sent to warn." The realization hit hard. If this was only a warning, then something far greater must exist. The human ship remained silent once more. Its systems steady. Its presence overwhelming. And for the first time in their long history, the alien armada did not advance. They waited, frozen in fear, knowing the humans had not yet made their next move. And that thought was the most terrifying of all. The alien armada remained still. No ship moved. No signal was sent. The human vessel floated among them like a silent judge. It did not rush. It did not demand. That calm was unnatural. Inside the alien flagship, fear slowly replaced pride. The commander watched his officers struggle. They were trained for war, not for this. "Try all backup systems," he ordered. The engineers obeyed. Old codes, emergency power, even forbidden overrides. Nothing worked. Every system the humans touched stayed under their control. Not broken. Not destroyed. Just held. "This makes no sense," an officer said. "If they can do this, why not finish us?" The commander had no answer. But deep inside, he knew the truth. Humans were not here to fight. They were here to measure. A new transmission arrived. Again calm. Again simple. "You are not our enemy," the human voice said. "But you can become one." The words were clear. No threat. No anger. That made them worse. The alien commander felt something cold spread through him. Humans spoke like beings who already knew the outcome. How do they see us, he wondered? As equals? Or as children playing with fire? The human ship changed position, slowly. Space around it bent slightly. Not violently, but enough to make sensors panic again. Several alien ships drifted out of formation, pulled by forces they could not name. The armada was no longer a weapon. It was a collection of trapped targets. Scientists whispered among themselves. This is not their strongest ship. This feels like a gatekeeper. The word spread quietly. Gatekeeper. If this ship guarded something, what was it guarding? The commander finally responded. He sent a short signal. "We do not understand you." The reply came instantly. "That is why we are here." Those words struck harder than any weapon. Images suddenly filled alien screens. Stars. Planets. Battlefields. Destroyed civilizations. Not by humans, but by the alien armada itself. The humans had records. Detailed records. "You have repeated this pattern many times," the voice said. "You arrive. You judge. You destroy." The commander felt exposed, as if his entire history had been opened. "We watched," the human continued, "when you thought no one could." Silence filled the bridge again. Then something unexpected happened. A damaged alien ship, one of the smallest, lost full control. It drifted directly toward the human vessel. Officers shouted. Collision warnings blared. The commander waited for destruction. For retaliation. Instead, the human ship adjusted space itself. The small alien ship slowed. Stopped. Then gently moved aside, unharmed. A wave of shock passed through the armada. "They protected us," someone whispered. The human voice returned. "Accidents happen when fear controls action. We prevent accidents." The meaning was clear. Humans were not just powerful. They were disciplined. The commander finally understood why his fleet felt helpless. It was not because humans were stronger. It was because humans were in control. The human ship sent one final message. "This encounter will decide what comes next. Choose carefully." The transmission ended. The alien commander looked at his fleet. Once proud. Once unstoppable. Now silent. Waiting. For the first time, he realized something terrifying. This was not the beginning of a war. This was humanity deciding whether the alien armada deserved to exist in their future. And somewhere beyond the darkness, more human eyes were watching, waiting to see what choice would be made. The alien commander stared at the dark shape of the human vessel. Waiting felt worse than battle. Time passed. Seconds felt heavy. Minutes felt endless. The armada had never waited before. They always acted. They always struck first. Now they could do neither. Inside the flagship, the scientists worked quietly. Not to attack, but to understand. One of them finally spoke, his voice low. This ship is not reacting to us. It already knows every move we might make. The commander turned slowly. Explain. The scientist hesitated. Our weapons activate, then shut down before we can fire. Our engines try to turn, then correct themselves. It is like the humans see the future of our actions. That idea sent a chill through the bridge. Seeing the future. The human vessel moved again. Just a small shift. But space rippled outward. Every alien screen flashed warning symbols. Not danger warnings, but limit warnings. Power thresholds. Structural limits. Mental stress indicators. The humans were not testing weapons. They were testing boundaries. A new message arrived. This region of space is under human protection. We do not mark borders with fear. We mark them with responsibility. Responsibility. The word felt strange to the alien commander. Their empire did not protect. It consumed. One brave officer spoke. If they wanted us gone, we would already be gone. No one argued. Suddenly, a signal appeared far behind the human ship. Deep space bent inward. Like a door slowly opening. Alien sensors struggled to read it. But one thing was clear. Something massive was there. Not entering. Not attacking. Waiting. The human voice returned, calm as before. You are currently facing a single human vessel. This is intentional. The bridge froze. Single. The meaning hit hard. This ship was not the fleet. It was the filter. The human continued. Our kind learned long ago that fear creates endless war. So we removed fear from our first contact. As if to prove that point. The pressure holding the alien ships loosened slightly. Weapons systems unlocked halfway. Engines regained limited control. The armada could move. But only enough to leave. It was an open door. The commander understood the message clearly. This was not surrender. This was mercy. Then one alien captain made a mistake. A smaller warship powered its main weapon. Not to fire, but to show strength. The human vessel reacted instantly. Space folded around the small ship. Not crushing it. Not destroying it. But freezing it. The ship stopped in place. Crew unable to move. Time itself seeming slow inside. The human voice spoke again. Do not confuse permission with weakness. The frozen ship was gently released. Systems intact. Crew unharmed. But the message was clear. The alien commander felt his last illusion break. Humans were not peaceful because they were weak. They were peaceful because they were finished with proving strength. He finally sent a full response. We will withdraw. The answer came without delay. That is acceptable. As the armada slowly turned away, the human vessel remained still, watching. Then, just before the aliens left the sector, one final transmission arrived. Remember this moment. Not as fear, but as restraint. The stars returned to normal. Pressure vanished. Systems fully restored. The alien fleet escaped. Shaken. Silent. Far from human space. The commander looked back one last time. That single ship had not chased them. Had not threatened them. Yet it had rewritten everything they believed about power. And deep within the darkness, far beyond where the alien sensors could reach, other human vessels remained unseen. Unmoving. Patient. Guarding a future where humanity did not rush to war, but always arrived ready. The alien armada moved away from human space, slow and quiet. No victory chants. No pride. Only thought. Inside the flagship, the commander stood alone for a long time. He watched the stars pass. But his mind stayed behind, with that human ship. His people had always believed strength meant control through fear. They thought mercy was weakness. They were wrong. The human vessel had shown restraint. And that restraint had broken the alien empire more deeply than war ever could. The commander called a council. Not to plan conquest, but to ask a question no alien leader had ever asked. What if we are wrong? The room fell silent. Some officers showed anger. Some showed confusion. But none showed confidence. A senior scientist spoke carefully. The humans did not defeat us. They judged us. That word carried weight. Judged. The commander remembered the images the humans had shown. Destroyed worlds. Silent skies. Civilizations erased by alien hands. For the first time, he felt the weight of those choices. Meanwhile, far away, the human vessel remained in position. It had not followed. It had not tracked the retreat. It trusted the outcome. Inside the ship, human officers observed quietly. No cheering. No celebration. They had seen this before. Fear. Shock. Reflection. The human captain stood calmly, hands behind his back. They are changing, one officer said. Yes, the captain replied. Or they will pretend to. The ship's systems adjusted, monitoring distant signals. Not to attack, but to listen. Back within alien space, the effects of the encounter spread fast. Commanders asked questions. Citizens demanded answers. Stories changed with each telling. Some said the humans froze time. Some said they controlled space like water. But one detail stayed the same. The humans could have destroyed them. And chose not to. That choice confused the Empire. The alien commander was summoned before the High Council. They expected anger. They expected plans for revenge. Instead, they received silence. He spoke slowly. We met a species that does not fear us. And that is why they are dangerous. The council reacted with outrage. But the commander continued. They did not fight. They did not threaten. They controlled. And they allowed us to leave. That last part broke the room. Allowed. No enemy had ever allowed them anything. Far from alien politics, the human ship finally moved. Not forward, but sideways. It vanished into folded space, leaving no trace. Across the galaxy, quiet messages spread among hidden human networks. Contact complete. Outcome uncertain. Humanity did not celebrate first contact. They reviewed it. The captain recorded his final log. The alien armada responded to restraint. Fear was not required. He paused. Then added. But readiness remains. Back among the alien people, a new idea began to form. Weak at first. Dangerous to tradition. What if power was not shown, but held? The commander stood again at his viewport. Looking at stars he once planned to conquer. Now he wondered which stars were already protected. Deep in space, unseen human vessels adjusted their silent patrols. No alarms. No urgency. Just patience. Humanity did not rush to dominate the galaxy. They waited for it to decide. And somewhere, far beyond known maps, something else was watching. Not human. Not alien. Interested. The encounter had sent a signal deeper than anyone realized. The universe had noticed. The galaxy did not return to normal after the encounter. It only pretended to. Trade routes shifted. Borders became quiet. Empires paused. The story of the human warship spread faster than light. Not as a rumor, but as a warning. Civilizations whispered about a species that did not conquer. A species that did not threaten. A species that stopped entire armadas by simply arriving. Among the aliens, fear slowly turned into respect. Then into something more dangerous. Curiosity. The alien commander was no longer seen as a failure. He became a survivor. The only one who had faced humanity and returned. He was called before worlds that had once feared his fleet. They asked one question again and again. What are humans? The commander always gave the same answer. They are patient. They are ready. And they are watching. Meanwhile, deep within human space, no celebrations were held. No monuments were built. No victory songs were sung. Humanity reviewed data. Humanity adjusted defenses. Humanity prepared. Because humans understood one truth. Power invites attention. The captain of the warship stood alone in the observation chamber. Stars reflected across the glass. Each one a possible future. An officer approached quietly. Other species are changing their behavior. They are retreating. They are talking. The captain nodded. That was always the goal. He knew peace built on fear never lasted. But peace built on understanding could. Far beyond known space, something ancient stirred. Sensors detected faint movements. Patterns older than recorded history. Not drawn by fear, but by control. An intelligence older than empires observed the data. A single human vessel. Holding back destruction. It analyzed the outcome. Calculated probabilities. And reached a rare conclusion. Humans were not predictable. That made them dangerous. Back among the alien empire, laws quietly changed. Expansion slowed. Invasions stopped. Not because of treaties, but because of memory. The memory of frozen ships. Silent weapons. And a calm voice that did not need to shout. Children among the aliens began to learn a new story. Not about conquest, but about the day the galaxy met restraint. They learned a simple lesson. Some powers do not need to prove themselves. Deep in space, human vessels continued their patrols. Never together. Never obvious. One ship per sector. Enough to observe. Enough to respond. Humanity did not rule the galaxy. They guarded it. And that choice changed everything. In the final log of the encounter, the human captain recorded one last thought. Fear stops war for a moment. Control stops it for a generation. He closed the log. The ship slipped back into silence. Stars continued to burn. Civilizations continued to rise. But one truth remained. The galaxy now knew. When humans arrive first, war does not begin. It freezes. And somewhere in the darkness, something ancient watched again. This time, with caution. Because the universe had learned a new rule. Humanity does not rush to war. But when they appear, even the stars hold their breath.